Hello and welcome to this week's edition of BOI Weekly. I'm Imi John Mekwa. Well, the story of BOI Weekly started in 2017 when the Bank of Industry commenced granting of loans to micro, small and medium enterprises with the aim of boosting the economy, creating jobs and enduring wealth. These loans were disbursed through 14 microfinance banks with branches nationwide. A number of entrepreneurs targeted for these loans include players in the fashion industry, furniture, shoemakers, bakers, and a whole lot more. With the disbursement of these loans, several entrepreneurs are dominating the business world as they've taken their businesses to new heights with the continuous access of funds. The story continues on this episode. But first, we bring you the story of the commissioning of the Bank of Industry office in Ekiti State. It's an addition to the success story. So some beneficiaries in that state are going to be smiling because interventions from the bank have been brought closer to them. This is how we welcome you to the program for this episode. So there's a new line of conversation in Ekiti State, southwest Nigeria, with the commissioning of the Bank of Industry State Office. The governor, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, is happy and has promised cooperation and commitment to industrialization and strategies to boost agriculture. The formal commissioning of the Bank of Industry in the state may be a step towards achieving this. This is the Ekiti State office of the Bank of Industry, which is the 29th of such offices across the country. The aim of establishing such offices is to bring financial support closer to businesses in order to take micro, small and medium enterprises to higher climbs.
Yes, like I said, hello,
The arrival of the governor of the state kickstarts the event as top officials of the Bank of Industry are on hand to receive the #1 citizen of the state. Without mincing words, the managing director of the bank, Mr. Olukayode, represented by the executive director, corporate services, harps on the need for business development through the injection of loan facilities. He expresses optimism that businesses in Ekiti State will maximize the opportunity to recover from the negative economic effect of COVID-19, as BOI will give them the best of support.
Bank of Industry has a long-standing relationship with Ekiti State, as the state is one of the earliest strategic partners with respect to matching funds initiative. The objective of this initiative is to partner with state governments towards supporting micro, small and medium enterprises in such states, by each party contributing equal amount to the fund. Through our matching fund partnership with Ekiti State, which was signed on the 20th of March 2010, with a total size of 200 million naira, we're able to create loans worth 167 million with thousands of direct and indirect jobs. The governor of the state magnanimously offered us a free office location for a temporary office. I want to note here that His Excellency had written to us to establish an office here before the pandemic. He wrote to us sometime in 2019 or 2018, asking us to come and establish office here, but it wasn't possible because of the pandemic. And we came here to do a survey early this year to see if we could get a good office space for our business. When we couldn't, we had interaction with the head of service, who liaised with the governor, and the governor graciously provided this space for us. Please, can we celebrate the governor of the state?
For the governor, the Bank of Industry is an outstanding and desirable outfit for any forward-looking state, as it draws attention to the reluctance of Ekiti people to take loans. He believes that the establishment of the state office will bring about a change in the attitude of business owners.
Now that the Bank of Industry is here, the challenge returns to us to utilize this institution that is with us. I know the average Ekiti person, whether in business or in government, is very, very wary of borrowing. Borrowing is seen as something that is an anathema in our environment. But clearly, most successful businesses, they start with business support. And the Bank of Industry has carved a niche for itself to support young businesses, thriving businesses, in order to continue to improve on what they provide. And just as the Honorable Minister said, for us in Ekiti, our agriculture sector is central to our entire strategy because the bulk of our people are in agriculture. But we are committed to moving them from just subsistence farming to commercial agriculture and to agro-processing. So we have a special agro-processing zone, and we have several partners that are coming into the state. We now produce 80,000 liters of milk from our erstwhile moribund Ikunderi farm in partnership with Promosido Nigeria Limited.
On the part of the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, agriculture is central to the economy of Ekiti State, and the presence of BOI will be a blessing to farmers and the state economy at large.
Federal government across various sectors and business segments in Nigeria. It is therefore most heartening for me, as the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, the ministry which supervises the bank, that they have decided to extend their branch network to my people. As we all know, the economy of Ekiti State is largely driven by the value chain of the agricultural sector. Agriculture provides income and employment for more than 75% of our population. We are well known for cultivating cash crops such as cocoa, oil palm, cola nut, plantain, bananas, cashew, citrus, and timber, in addition to food crops such as rice, yam, cassava, maize, and cowpea. One of the key mandates of the Bank of Industry, which is in harmony with both the Ekiti State Industrial Development Strategy as well as the federal government's economic plan, is to support value addition and processing of primary commodities, especially agricultural and mineral produce, through the provision of financial and business advisory services.
With speeches over, the governor, accompanied by the minister and officials of BOI, proceed to commission the office.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son,
Amen.
and of the Holy Spirit,
Amen.
we hereby commission this local branch of the Bank of Industry to the glory of God and the benefit of all our people in Ekiti State. Amen.
Amen.
Away from the commissioning, now Channels Television visited two businesses based in Rivers State. BOI by Choice is one of them. The operators found running an eatery more profitable than clothing business. Well, let's get the story of BOI by Choice. The business of managing an eatery is no doubt a delicate one, especially with the factor that it is capital intensive. But with the aid of the Bank of Industry, young entrepreneurs like Kingsley Momo and his wife Esther are making giant strides. With the everyday need for food and the desire to provide services that are constantly in demand, Kingsley and Esther Momo abandoned their clothing business and ventured into the food industry. As the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of BOI by Choice, Kingsley takes our team down memory lane as he explains his adventure into the business of managing an eatery.
My wife, like I said, she has always loved cooking, and we know the food business is a business if only if you can do it properly. It's a business that is here to stay. So we put one or two together and decided to go into it, knowing that it will sustain our family and sustain whatever thing it is that we are trying to achieve out there. So will I say for the financial for the financial means, and also for, keep body and soul together. Whoa, initial capital was there. Anyway, since it was like a personal individual thing, I and my wife, it was, I can't really pinpoint a particular, but um, roughly 10 million. Roughly 10 million because of the way we started actually. We took a duplex. We wanted to go, not really big, but wanted to do something different from the ordinary. If you notice the name Booker by Choice, people keep asking Booker by Choice, but when they walk into it, they're like, this is not a Booker, because you said your name, you do Booker, but when they come into the facility, they're like, this is not, that was the whole idea, bring them into an atmosphere that is wow, but still gives them that Booker taste, the Booker price, Nigerians in our pockets and everything. Not too expensive, but in a good atmosphere, good taste, something that can match anybody, whether you are among the abs or the non-abs. You can always walk in here and get satisfied. Okay, yes, Booker by Choice offers strictly Nigerian dishes, locally sourced ingredients from the local market here. Like I said, when I pivoted from the clothing business, which we used to import, I said I wanted something that would be strictly Nigerian. That doesn't have to do with the dollar, even though in quotes it doesn't really follow, because right now the price of things in the market. So what we offer out there is strictly Nigerian dishes, locally sourced ingredients that are well prepared in a clean environment, tailored to satisfy our local clients. So because we're in the south part of Nigeria, knowing that many Lagosians are here. My wife is from the western part, she's Yoruba, I'm from Edo State. So she's good with the ofada rice, the agoyin beans, the amala and stuff like that. So we targeted that good moi well prepared. So that's our delicacies. So we noticed we're able to grab that niche. Those people looking for those local dishes are mostly our targeted customers. And when they come in, our jollof rice is something out of this world. The coconut rice is tailored for us, so put one or two, but strictly Nigerian stuff. Of course, here we're in southern parts here, so the okazi, egusi and everything are also once in a while, not a daily thing. Because of the starch, you have to prepare from the scratch. Yeah, starch and manga, of course, or name it, anything locally in Nigeria. If we don't have it, just give us 2-3 hours to be done. Nice. Until the last 3 months, when the market decided to skyrocket like 100%, 150. But so far so good. We're still here. We're still here.
With a single interest digit loan of almost 9 million naira from the bank, Mr. Momo shares his experience on how the intervention has provided an enabling environment for his company to open other branches, as well as deliver online businesses and the acquisition of event halls for meetings, trainings, and conferences.
Before I started the business, I approached BOI, but I think then BOI had not started supporting restaurants. If either they were in the food industry but food processing, trying to raw material to maybe finished goods or something. I approached them, I went through their list, nothing like that, Then I think 9, 10, 11 months after I've started, I went back again. And this time, I think I met Onye. I think introduced me to one of his bosses then. And the guy said, since, it's people tend to talk to you when you've started something, not when you just have an idea. So I've started now and everything. I think he came around, saw my place, then said I should give him time, let him talk to the people in the head office. I think they did and came up with something for me as a restaurant, because I also do fruit juice, which is also raw material to finished goods, which we sell locally here. So I think we fronted that. And since we buy rice in raw form and cook, it's also processing. So far so good, it has been nice. Within 2 months, I got the facility, and it's been one level to the other since then. Almost 10 million, 9.5 something, 9.56 something, almost 10 million. Tremendous. When immediately I got it, actually the facility was given to me for expansion. which we did. We expanded, we opened up another branch in another part of Port Harcourt. Employed like, I think, 14, 15 more people. Increased, our equipment, the juice processing equipment, our cooling system, refrigerators, power like the generators, and equipment to set up the place. So BOI has been wonderful, great. If you can ask, I've approached them for like 2-3 more facilities. They told me I should hold on and wait until let me lubricate it before I come for another one, or follow the due process of bringing your what's it called, collateral, if you are going to, because I'm asking for more. So they are like, if you're going to be doing more than 10 million, then you might have to provide the collateral, which is correct, So we're still on it. Whoa, BOI, they gave me this facility since 2018. This is 2021. The projection is what you are seeing. When I started, this office wasn't functional. The juice bar wasn't functional. The mini hall there wasn't functional. It was the money they gave to me that I use in equipping those places. And right now, all these places I mentioned to you are functional. A lot of advices out there. But we focus, don't be afraid, don't be scared. BOI. When I heard of them, BOI, anything concerning Nigerian government, how it is. But I approached, and to my surprise, they were as straight as anything. Seriously, for the first time. In fact, this is the only facility I've gotten from, would I say, anything that has to do with the government. Yes, from the government. Yes, this is the only one. So their interest rate is something out of this world.
His wife, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Booker by Choice, manages the kitchen. She highlights the effect of BOI intervention on their business as she enumerates the different African dishes offered by the eatery.
What makes Booker by Choice special is about the local food that we prepare. The ofada rice, you can't get it, you can't walk into any restaurant and get it. But our taste is that local ofada taste, because we had locust beans, which they call iru, to eat. Most restaurants, they don't add that iru. We order our iru from Ogun State, then Lagos State, even from Ilorin. So any iru that's coming from that side is not adulterated. Okay, by choice. It just the name just came. Actually, we were looking for one name. We had different, so many suggestions. But we're like, okay, we want to do local. Booker is local now. Then let's add by choice to it. In the sense that when you come in, you can make your choice. It's not Booker. You are looking at maybe small money. If it's small money food you want, you can get it in Booker. If it's big money food you want, you can get it in Booker. So it depends on your choice. You make your choice by yourself. It's affordable to everybody. As low as 600, 500, you can get, depends on your pocket. Then as high as anything you want. I'll tell my customers that they should keep coming. We'll keep improving, because there's room for improvement. So we'll keep improving on our food. We like feedback. They should be giving us feedback on if they come and they don't like our taste, maybe taste change or something, they should tell us. We'll keep improving. We'll keep working to serve them better and to give them more. BOI has really helped us a lot. We've been to so many banks for loans, for grants, to help us. Even when we were doing a boutique, that's clothing outfit. So banks messed us up, but BOI, thumbs up to them. They gave us the money, they gave us the support, and we too we are grateful, Sha. We are grateful because we've been meeting up with their payments. We've not default.
With the variety of African dishes on display, a customer shares his experience on the quality of service rendered by Booker by Choice.
So far, I would say Booker by Choice is one of the places I've always dreamed to come and eat. Because why? They have good food and they are not expensive compared to other fast foods around, and their food has good taste. So I always like to come here and eat, and the place, as you can see, their facility is okay.
Food business seems to be catching some attention, I guess, because there's always a market for it. LUPES Food Limited attests to this. The owners of the business say their lot has been even better since they accessed the credit facility from the Bank of Industry.
These machines help to facilitate the work, makes the work faster.
Armed with a first degree in chemistry and a master's degree in inorganic chemistry, and with a strong financial support of the Bank of Industry, Mr. Louis Ufefe abandoned his paid employment to establish LUPES Food Limited. With over 15 years' experience as a sales entrepreneur whose record of achievement has demonstrated success in driving multi-billion naira sales, Mr. Ofefe's special training in project management, entrepreneurship, marketing strategy, and brand management seems to be paying off, as it tells the success story of LUPES Food Limited and how the dream began.
This dream came out from one of those milestones during my working career, and I saw that this is a viable business if one can go into it. With the background of marketing and sales, and with the knowledge of production, I felt that, well, this should be my field. Yeah, we actually officially opened this year, 5th of March this year. And we started with about 3 staff, but as of today, we have 11 staff. One of the things that motivated me into this business is there's a need for us to jumpstart the economy. With the shutdown, lockdown, everything, bread became something like gold during the lockdown. To see bread to buy was tug of war. People travel long distance, trek long distance, and there's a lot of queue everywhere you go to buy bread. And we felt that was the right moment to kickstart the economy and then go into it also.
Although the company is located in a serene environment at the outskirts of Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Mr. Ofefe applauds the role of the Bank of Industry as they insist that the bank is the best thing to happen to young entrepreneurs in the country.
Well, when we started this project, after the building and every other thing, discovered that I ran short of funds. So I started to talk to friends, and somebody recommended BOI. And luckily we went there, there was no stress, and everything worked out for us. The facility they gave us was 8.6 million. Yes, that loan was very helpful because that helped us to get the assets we started with. And we have also been able to add extra assets after that. We started with just 1 oven, 1 mixer, but now we have 2 ovens and other things. We started with no vehicles for distribution. Today we have 2 vehicles for redistribution. So that loan has really helped us to kickstart. And it has helped us to grow. We have been growing every day, and we hope to. This is just the beginning because this is our first year, and we have gone this far. It means that in our second, third year, we should be doing far greater than what we are doing now.
With an increase in the demand for bread, Mr. Ofefe speaks on the impact of the Bank of Industry's intervention on his business and his projection for the future.
Projection for the second, third year, we are looking at having in the second, third year, we should be having 4 to 5 ovens. Right now, we are doing 20 bags. We are looking at going to 50 by end of this year. Before January, we should be doing 50 bags. And then by the second, third year, we are looking at doing 80 to 100 bags. Well, it's just to be focused and be resilient because it's usually not that easy. You meet a lot of mountains that will make you to give up, but if you just keep on. Yes, BOI, in fact, is one of the government agencies that I've really come to appreciate because there was actually no bottlenecks. I went to make inquiries, and they gave me form, and I filled it from one process to the other, and just like a dream of the night, the facility was given. I didn't have to know anybody. In fact, I didn't know anybody in BOI before I went for the inquiries. And what they say, you must kick back. No, it doesn't happen in BOI. You don't need to know anybody. Just follow the process. You have all your documentation, and then everything will be seamless.
Expanding business frontiers, empowering entrepreneurs is what the Bank of Industry prides itself on. The interventions is accessible to businesses of various sizes and always with the aim to boost operations and take them to the next level. BOI invites you to be a part of this story by visiting any of the branches of the bank or logging on to the website boi.ng. You can also follow the bank on all social media platforms, which is displayed on your screen. Well, that's it on this edition of the program, BOI Weekly. We'll do it again next week. I'm Ini John Mekwa.